3 of the greatest pins. In this position, we have Alekhine versus Capablanca. Alekhine is playing with the white pieces, and from here, Capablanca is playing with the black pieces, and Alekhine pushes this queen away. The pin is on this rook. This rook can't move, otherwise the queen is undefended. So, Alekhine played f4, pushing away the queen. Queen to g7, still defending the rook. Now we have bishop captures on e4, removing the defender of this pinned piece. Now, d takes on e4, and king to f2, getting ready for the plan. The point is, you might have thought the move is rook to c1, but no. Black gets away with things, because after captures and captures, it will be a normal endgame. Drawing positions will occur. That's why, after the king to f2 move, it works. Now, queen to f6, ready to give a check. h4, now g3, stopping any ideas. Now g5, trying to open this position. Now, he comes up with the move rook to c1, and he wins the game from here. The point is, this rook is undefended apart from the queen, and is being double attacked by the rook and queen. So, if rook captures on c1, then simply queen takes on f6, and you've given up the exchange. And you have a rook for queen. So, Alekhine is clearly winning in this position. Let's move on to example number 2. In this position, with the white pieces, we have Kaplan against Bronstein with the black pieces. Bronstein is playing as black. Now, Bronstein comes up with an amazing idea. Queen takes on c3. Now, from here, we have b takes on c3, exchanging queens. Now, the bishop is undefended, so rook takes on e2. Now, we have to play rook to d5 because this piece is double attacked by the rook and bishop. So, rook to d5 was played. Now, Bronstein gives up the exchange by playing rook captures on d2. Now, rook takes on d2. Instead of taking with the bishop, we add more pressure to the pinned piece by playing rook to d8. So much pressure is added against this rook. That means d1 with the rook is forced. And can you find the amazing move? c4. Why is this move so effective? Well, the point is it blocks out these two pawns. Really, white wants to play c4, then c3, so the king can escape. But this won't work. So, eventually white will run out of moves. After you've pushed this pawn, black can close in the position. And after these pawns are pushed, black can close in the position with these pawns, and then white will be down the exchange, and black can simply win this. Even though white are currently up. White are currently up the exchange, but they will run out of moves. Then the bishop can trade off for this rook, and black will have a winning position. Example number 3. In this position, we have not as well-known players, Onat and Gavrilakis. So, Onat is playing with the white pieces, and he plays the move. Sorry, this is Gavrilakis. He plays the move bishop to a6. Well, what happens if bishop takes bishop? If bishop takes bishop on a6, then Gavrilakis is up the exchange with the rook. What happens if Onat plays a move such as rook takes? Well, if rook takes, then simply the move that comes into play. Bishop takes on d3 with check. King is forced to e1. And you can see currently that the bishop pair are matching up against the rook and knight. So currently, white is up 2 points. But the legendary pin comes into work. Bishop to a5. And this rook is pinned down to the king. Now from here, king to d2 is pretty much forced. And you can see these lazy beam bishops cut off these diagonals. So the bishop moves down to f1. Now, from here, the best move to play is king to c3. But now simply the rook can trade off. Bishop can take, king will take, and these pawns can be gobbled up and double attacking. We're double attacking the knight and this pawn. So, a completely winning position. He can, if the knight moves to a square such as g1, defending the pawn, you can push forward, capture, and you have a passed pawn, a passed g pawn. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video on top 3 of the greatest pins. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you soon.